Good afternoon. It's Gary David Currie here. In the outdoors, out for a walk with my puppy, who you might see rolling in here now and then. His name's Pico. He's a border collie. He's a pain in the ass, but I love him. A bit of background about me. I'm in BC and Kamloops in this area. Musician, writer, just a guy who loves life. You know, we all do all sorts of things. Got a bunch of videos out, a bunch of music videos. I'm just promoting myself and my thoughts about life, and whoever wants to listen and grab onto, great. And you know, I'm going to do the same and grab onto and listen to others. And we just keep talking and we keep the dialogue going, and you know, hopefully we figure some things out, and hopefully we do what's right for humanity and for where we want to go. That we learn from our past and that we have a good solid future. Today I want to ask a question that everybody's probably asked in some form or another. What is life? You know, Monty Python covered it, the meaning of life. It's what we talk about, debate constantly, everything from religion to philosophy to science. You know, you name it, it's everywhere. We ask questions, we look for answers. So what is life? First of all, let me say this. I don't know. I haven't got it figured out. Not even close. You know, for all I know right now, I could be in somebody's computer game, talking to my camera, thinking that there's 7 billion people on this earth and everything is what it is, and I could be the only person, or I couldn't even be what I think I am. So the reason I'm saying that is that we just don't know. It's just doubt. I run into people all the time who think that they know, and that's great as long as they're not hurting anybody. They think whatever they want, even if they are hurting somebody. Not, you know, I can't stop them from thinking what they want, and I don't want to. But I'm going to do my best to stop people from hurting each other. So, I don't know. And I'm going to take a jump here and say, you probably don't either. Nobody does. And what we think we do know is really just a best guess. And we all like to think we're right. And we do that by telling everybody else they're wrong. And I'm no exception to that. But as I get older and as I try and figure out these answers to these questions, or even ask the questions, I kind of do that less and less. So, just one little note on what's kind of going on in the world today, and I talked about it a lot before, but I'm kind of past it because I see that we need to move beyond it. Religion, atheism, all these things that are surrounding answering those big questions. I really just wish everybody would take a step back, kind of admit to themselves that they just don't know, and stop pretending they do. So much harm is coming from it. And I think if we just did that one thing, we just stopped lying to ourselves. And again, I could be wrong. That it might calm everything down. And people just might go, oh, you know what? Maybe we just need to get on with the business of living. And to me, living, so answering the question, what is life, is not what it actually is. You know, because those are the obvious things. You know, we're born, we die, the cycle continues. But just moving on to enjoying the moments we have. Stop inflicting pain on others, which is really just a projection of us inflicting pain upon ourselves. Be mindful of our thoughts, as the Jedi say. And just get on with the business, if you want to call it that, or the idea of living. Getting up, enjoying each day the best we can. If we don't like something, doing our best to change it, to make it better, without hurting others. You know, I have a pretty core philosophy that I haven't really seen any reason to change it at this point, is do no harm and seek the truth always. So where do I see things? You know, there's people who have biblical perspectives. Science tells us this. Tons of different New Age religions, philosophical meanings and ways of looking at life. Well, here's what I do. Here's where I'm at, and it's probably going to change. But throughout my entire life, I've come to a conclusion at this point of what I call the flow. Or I was calling it the process, but it was pointed out to me that that's just kind of sterile, and I agree. So I'm going to call it the flow. Within this flow, it seems to me that if we just kind of go with it, let it happen, enjoy it, even when it's against everything we want, that it turns into things we really want, even though we don't see them. As long as we're fighting it along the way, you know, we don't get anywhere. You know, it's the old, well, I was going to use the analogy of going up against the stream and fighting the stream while everybody else is going down the stream, but I guess that doesn't really apply now that I think of it, because the flow is going down the stream. Well, maybe we need to look at that a little differently. Maybe we need to be with the flow. And maybe those who are fighting, who are actually fighting, are just going down the river and not really getting off the river, stopping for a moment. Yeah, I don't know. That's something I'm really going to have to think about now. It just popped into my head. So I kind of go with what I call the flow. And for me in life, every time I fight against it, every time I want to stand there and push, you know, it's pushing back. And until I take that moment to go, oh, okay, you know, it just keeps pushing back. I don't know what you go by, but that's where I'm at now, and I'm exploring that and trying to understand it and just look at it. And that's what's kind of being presented to me. So, you know, there's something I've heard before, probably from a movie, that a solution will present itself. So that's what I try and do. I try and look and see when I have a problem, which is pretty much every moment of my life and every moment of everybody else's life. Life is a series of solving problems, that a solution will present itself. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I probably just rambled on today. My head was full of thoughts and just kind of had to get them out, because if I keep them in there, they just stick in there and they swirl around, and if I get them out, then I can move on to some other thoughts. So thanks for listening, and have a great day, and please feel free to contact me, and if you want to talk about anything I've talked about or this. Have a great day.